All right, everybody, welcome back to the best damn training channel on YouTube. I'm just finishing up on my warm-up today. I've done a couple easy jumps on the standing triple. I think I'm ready to just send it. I'm feeling pretty good today. A little bit of fatigue from the heavy deadlifts that we did on Friday. Plus I had a busy weekend, so I feel like overall I'm at like an 8.5 out of 10. Like 10 was like feeling best. Like no matter what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna PR that day. That's maximum there. I'm about 8.5, so I'm pretty damn good today. So I feel like I'm gonna be able to get some good jumps in. Last week I did this. I had the cone set up the same way. Each cone is 1 meter apart. Give you guys a little bit more of a visual. You guys seem to appreciate that because you can see what each jump is and have a little bit better of a visual on the distance. So I set it up again. So we're going to be trying to go 3 total repetitions today past that 9 meter mark. Anything 9 plus is going to be a good rep. Last week I did hit my PB on this, which was 9:30. That's the longest that I've done since I've been doing this phase. So the goal is we're going to try to get close to that. I don't know if beating it is there today. This is supposed to be kind of like a heavy testing week in terms of like we got some max effort stuff we're going to do. So the body should be primed up and ready to go. But we're going to go ahead and send it here. One thing I'm going to focus on with the standing triple jump is as I had these cones set up last week and I was editing the video, I noticed this first jump, it was really flat. Like I got too low trying to get too much distance on it, and I was landing about 2.5 meters. And then my second jump was about 3 meters, and then my third jump was like 3+ meters. So I think where I'm gonna get distance at is by trying to extend this first jump a little bit, try to get more height. That way I can load up that second jump and try to bounce off that leg and try to carry that distance out through jump number 2. So I strategically put these colors here. I'm gonna try to clear the white cones or get close to this 3 meter mark on that first jump. That second jump, I wanna be close to this 6 meter jump. And then if I can really send it, that's gonna give me 9+ on that last jump there. So that's why I got 3 different colors here. We got 1 meter, 2 meter, 3 meter, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So we got about 3 good reps in us today to start off before we get into our sleds and our accelerations today. All right, first one is about 9:15. That's a damn good first jump. Couple minutes here, we'll go rep number 2. We're gonna try to get past that 9:15. So we're gonna try to, I like the cone setup with the colors because I can keep that visual in my peripheral. As I'm kind of projecting through, I can see that there, and I'm trying to reach that foot out. That way I can hit that white cone on that right leg. And then I just need to get some height and really extend that second jump. It's just like normal triple jump. I used to triple jump when I was in high school, and I was about a 46-foot triple jumper. And what I did is I had about a 20-foot first phase, I had a 20-foot third phase, and I had about a 6-foot long second phase. Like I would come off the board, I was a right, left guy. I would pop off the board and just get some height. And then my second phase was just like this. Like literally that long. It was the worst second phase of all time. So the bread and butter on a triple jump is that second phase. If you can get some height and distance on that first one, but then carry that through the second one, then that's where you're gonna get a big jump. So that's what I'm gonna try to do here on this next rep. Oh, damn, 920. Right foot is about 9:30. Left foot though is 9:20. So 9:15 to 9:20. I think I got a 9:30 in me. We got one more. The schedule for this week is going to be a little bit different because I have a travel day where I'm going back to the US. So today, tomorrow, and Wednesday is going to be normal. Track, lower body, upper body. Thursday is going to be a travel day. Thursday is normally my second sprint day. So the plan that I have for today is I've added a little bit more distance in my sprint, so just in case I'm not able to squeeze in my second sprint day for this week. So I've got a little bit longer of a sprint session that I'm going to do today to get a little bit more intensity. Tomorrow we're going to do heavy back squats. Wednesday we're going to do heavy bench press. Thursday will be travel. And then Friday is going to be kind of a float. If I feel good after traveling, then Friday I'll try to do my second sprint day along with a lower body session. If not, Friday might just turn into like an easy tempo day, try to shake the legs out, get the blood flowing, try to feel good, and then we'll do our lower body on Saturday. We're gonna make those calls as we get there and base things off how we feel. I don't anticipate the travel day to be too intense. I'm going from Iceland straight over to Idaho. It's just 2 flights, so first flight's about 7 hours, second flight's like an hour and a half. So I don't anticipate it to be a rough travel day. I've done worse travel days than that, and then also had to compete right after that. When I was in bobsled, I've had 8-9 hour travel trips, and then immediately the day after I had to go push a bobsled as hard as I could down a hill. So I don't anticipate a 8-hour, 9-hour travel day to be too hard. Like I said, we'll make that decision as we get there. Rep number 1 was 9:15. Rep number 2 was a 9:20. So we're gonna send it. I think we got a PB in us. I'm feeling pretty good. Oh, that was really bad. That was a 9:15 again. I went crooked. That was much further than 9:15. I went diagonal on those last 2 jumps. I'm gonna do one more. I feel good. I feel like I just got put together. I jumped this way, went off my right leg, I just pushed myself over to the left. And I just, like, obviously you're gonna lose distance if you're not going straight. And then I hit the left, I continued going further left. So I hit 9:15, going at an angle. Oh. 9:30 again. Right or left foot here is 9:35, but right foot's a little bit further behind. That's 9:30. I'm gonna do another one. I want to beat 9:30 today. I can go hard and bury myself today because I'm gonna have an easy end of the week with travel. So we're gonna send it. We're gonna go for it again. 9:40 or at least 9:30. Let's get 9:31 plus. All right, 9:10. Didn't have it on that one. So I'm gonna load the sled. We're gonna put on spikes. We're gonna get ready. We got some sled sprints to do. We got some sprints to do. And we still got some more jumps to do after we finish all the sprints. Switching it up a little. Pretty much the sprint session today is gonna look very similar to what it has in the previous weeks. So we're gonna start off with 2 reps, 30 kilos on the sled, going 20 meters. So I'll sprint down 20 meters, rest enough to where I can feel like the next rep is gonna be done at a high effort, sprint back 20 meters. We're gonna lighten the sled up and we're gonna put 10 kilos on the sled. Then we're gonna do the same thing for 30 down, rest, 30 back. And then I normally have done a 30-meter acceleration after that. I'm gonna do 40 today to try to get a little bit more velocity into today's session in case I can't get it later on this week. So rather than doing a 30-meter acceleration to end the set, I'm gonna do a 40-meter acceleration to end the set. And for shits and giggles, I'm going to time the last 10-meter section the same way that I did last week with the fly flow flies and then also with the 30-meter accels. So I'm gonna put the cones up from 30 to 40 and we're gonna get a time on what that 30 to 40 is, which is gonna be really cool because I know that my best 20 to 30 is a 0.96. I did that twice last week. So it'll be really cool to see what my 30 to 40 is. If I can maintain below a 1 second for 20 total meters, that would be a pretty elite sprint session there. So I'm gonna strap on the sled. We're gonna knock out the first rep here. 20-meter acceleration, 30 kilos onto the sled. All right, a 102 on that first rep. As I was doing those 30s with the sled, I felt like my hamstrings were real tight. It was hard to open up that stride, especially from like 20 to 30. I felt it a little bit there, but I feel like this next set, it'll get a little bit loose. I'll be able to open that up a little bit more. And I'm expecting to drop that 102 down into the like high 90s. I think a 99 is there today. The 20s with the 30 kilo sled felt really good. The 30s with the 10 kilo sled felt tight, like I wasn't opening up on those. And I think part of that is just because we maxed out on a deadlift on Friday. So obviously posterior chain is going to be a little bit fried because of that. So I'm hoping this next set loosens everything up a little bit more. I can feel real good and we'll do another 40. And ideally I'd like to get a 99 on this. And I think it's possible because a 102 with how tight that felt, like I felt like I was really cycling fast because I couldn't open up that stride and get length on that stride, especially between 30 and 40. So I think we'll do another set, get a little bit loose, take a full recovery here, and then we'll send it again on another 40. And I believe I got a 0.99 here. Okay, so those 30s felt significantly better. The tightness in my hamstring that I was explaining is when I'm like driving that leg up, I can feel like the hamstring's tight and it's not allowing me to get enough lift on that knee that I need to. That's what I was saying. I felt like I was just cycling my legs really fast on that last time I did the 40 because I wasn't able to actually open up and get into my stride. Those 2 reps on the 30 with the 10 kilos on the sled felt much better, felt smoother, felt like I was able to open up and really put some power down into the track. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take a full recovery, take about 5 minutes or so, get ready. We'll do one more 40. Got the cones up still, so we'll get the time between 30 and 40. See if we can drop that to under a second. And then we're gonna finish off today's session with a bunch of jumps. We got seated variations, we got depth jump variations, depth drops, all that kind of stuff. And we'll end the session with a little bit more plyo work. So I'm gonna just go sit my ass in a chair and wait till I feel good, and then we'll send it. I'm gonna go ahead and say no, it's not there today. That one didn't feel great. I felt good 10 to 20, and then transition 20 to 30, 30 to 40. Felt stiff again. Feel like I'm trying a little bit too hard. Yeah, so my legs are fried. I'll show you this time here though. All right, so as you can see, we did not get the 0.99 today. That last rep on the 40, I was dead. There was no pop out of that. 0 to 10 felt good, 10 to 20 felt slow, 30 to 40 felt awful. A 107 to end the day is not the best, but you know what? That's part of the reason why I like YouTube over like Instagram, why I've been putting a lot more effort on the YouTube side of things versus the IG side of things, is because IG for me is kind of like a highlight reel. Like I show all the cool stuff that I do. That gets people interested in my training. It gets people interested in my programs. Sometimes it brings people over to the YouTube channel. But the YouTube channel is where I can show you guys what real training looks like. And if you just follow some people on Instagram, especially myself, I'll admit I do this often, where I only post the good stuff. Like you're not gonna see me post a 107 flying 10 because I've posted 0.96s before. So nobody really cares if I did a 107. But if you come over to the YouTube channel and you watch it and you see the whole session, you see multiple times throughout the period of a training phase, I have sessions where I am absolutely dog shit that day. And it shows you guys like the ups and downs of training, but that's how training is. You're gonna have periods where you're peaking and periods where you're down. Like I'm always expecting to be doing something at a high level. And days like today where like, I think I can get a 199 and I end up getting a 102 and a 107 is just how training goes. But I really like YouTube for that aspect of it. Like I get to be authentic and you guys get to see everything that I do. But anyways, now we're gonna move on to the jumping section of today's training. We're gonna do the seated broad jump. And like I've been doing for the last few, every time I come in here, there are more of these mats here. And I've just gone with it. I've just been like, all right, more mats, we're gonna jump higher. More mats, we're gonna jump higher. Well, today there's an extensive amount more than there has been in a previous week. And right now, I got this tape measure. This is 1.05 meters, so it's above 1 meter. I don't know where these mats keep coming from, but they keep showing up, so I'm just gonna keep jumping on it. And I got sets of 3 to do on the seated broad jumps today. I'm gonna start a lot closer than I normally do. So normally I'm usually starting like a lane and a half away. I'm gonna be starting within the first lane just because the last time I did this, I think the mats were at like 65 centimeters. So we're about 40 centimeters above what I've been doing previously. I'll do a set of 3, scoot the box back, do a set of 3, scoot the box back, and we'll try to see what kind of like a comfortable max distance on a set of 3 for a seated box jump onto a 1.05 meter is going to be. So that was comfortable, I would say. We'll scoot this back a little bit, take short breathers between each of these sets. Probably do 3, 4, maybe 5 of these, depending on how they're feeling. But sets of 3 as we go, and we'll keep scooting the box back. All right, so feet about right here would be about 130, 120. I'll be somewhere, takeoff point about 120 to 130. And we'll go ahead and scoot it back again. But we're gonna be taking off from about 150 to to 160 depending on exactly where my feet are. Probably gonna be 155-ish on the takeoff point here. Still feel like I got a decent amount of room here. So I'm gonna try to take off around 180 on this next one. All right, we're gonna be about 2 meters on this takeoff. So 2 meter mark is about right here. 190 is about right there. So we'll be somewhere around 195-ish, 2 meters. So I might start just doing some singles and just trying to scoot this back and see if I can't get like a good max distance broad on this rather than continuously doing threes, just because I'm feeling competitive right now. That's probably what I'm gonna end up doing here. Oh yeah, this is, I feel like I'm eyeball height with this box over here. And we're about 210 right now. 2 meter takeoff up to a 105. We're just gonna try it anyways. All right, we got 2. Can we go 210? Is this gonna put me at 210? Yeah, that's gonna put me at 210 right there. All right, 210 takeoff. All right, I had to scoot a little bit closer. I'm not quite sure where that takeoff was. I feel like it was definitely over 2 meters. I don't know if it was quite 210. Let's inch it back. I got one more good attempt in me. We'll inch it back a little bit. We'll go one more, and I think we're gonna be done. I had some depth jumps and some things I had planned today, but my legs are feeling it. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get everything done. We'll keep this as the last thing we're gonna do today. Hopefully get a solid last rep here. So takeoff point is gonna be right around 220. So feet right here is 220. This is gonna be a 210. I'm sorry I don't have a better visual for you guys, but I got the tape measure here. I feel like I'm gonna be between that 210 to 220. I'm not gonna be quite at 220 because my feet are gonna be about right here on that takeoff point. All right, we're gonna call that a 210. So 210 takeoff up to a 105 box. Did some decent sprints today. Not great, not terrible. I'll call everything decent. Overall, I would say good last day here at the track. So tomorrow we're gonna be in the weight room, gonna be doing heavy triple on a back squat, building up to a max effort on that, along with some Olympic lifts and some variations on accessory work. That's gonna be it for today. I appreciate y'all watching. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.